Okay, so why don't parents talk to their children about estate planning and their inheritance? Generational wealth involves financial planning where parents or grandparents pass wealth to loved ones after they die. Entrusting family members with receiving an inheritance is more than just getting a hold of assets or a check in the mail. It's about understanding how to steward the hard-earned wealth that you and your spouse spent your lives building. You're not alone if you are uncomfortable discussing your finances with your children or grandchildren. For many parents, talking to their children about their future inheritance is a challenging topic to explore. Did you know that only about one-third of adults have a prepared will and about 40% with investable assets of 1 million or more never discuss their estate plans with their children? This communication breakdown is correlated to the fact that 90% of the time, inherited wealth is entirely squandered by the third generation, and 70% of the time it's gone by the second. These troubling statistics lead financial professionals to believe that talking to children about their inheritance may help reverse this downward trend. Okay, first reason, entitlement. If the child knows that one day they'll get a significant amount of money, and due to this, they may feel entitled to simply receive it without putting any effort into, to maintain it. Motivation, knowing that one day they'll come into a significant amount of money could affect their motivation to work hard and succeed on their own merit. Prime example, Anderson Cooper. He's a CNN journalist and son of multimillionaire Gloria Vanderbilt. Never received a trust fund from his mother. Instead, he generated his own wealth. He is quoted as saying, "From the time I was growing up, if I felt there was some pot of gold waiting for me, I don't know if I'd been so motivated." The value of the dollar. Children that grow up with money available, or those who may be aware they'll get to a large sum in the future, could focus on the material things they'll buy or the fancy vacations they will one day take. Parents want children to understand the value of a dollar and that generating wealth is difficult. The money is well earned, and being financially responsible and controlling frivolous spending, for example, is an essential life skill that can be learned. There's an adage, a fool and his money are soon parted. You'd think it's important that children learn how to produce and use a tool, that is money, that nearly everyone will be using in their lifetime. Wealth management. It's a long-term responsibility that everyone should practice. Those who learn to manage wealth efficiently tend to live financially competent lives. It's also important that when you manage money well, you get to support what charities that you choose. Lack of gratitude. This is one of the few times I've used Shakespeare since high school, but in Shakespeare's play King Lear, the king says about his daughter, "How sharper than a serpent's tooth is to have a thankless child." Studies indicate that children that are grateful for abundance in their lives and good fortune that comes their way are not only happier, but more intent on preservation and stewarding of the wealth that is passed down to them, as well as sharing similar values of those to their parents or grandparents in terms of wealth management. Why is it important to talk to your children about getting an inheritance? First, as mentioned above, the fact that most parents don't talk to their children about their finances and the statistics about wealth being lost so quickly should be a significant red flag. You don't necessarily have to tell them about the exact amount of inheritance they'll get. However, letting them know that there is inheritance in their future can allow you to open the door towards teaching financial responsibility, advanced money management skills, among other characteristics like values and dangers of frivolous spending. Adult children of baby boomers are estimated to inherit about 12 trillion, and they in turn will pass down about 30 children to their children. 30 trillion to their children. At what age should you consider scheduling a meeting with your financial professional, yourself, and your children to discuss estate planning and inheritance? Even in their late teens, 20s, and 30s, children can benefit from understanding the emotionally and financially complex world of financial planning regarding the structure, details, and management of an estate plan and the passing down of inheritance. Being prepared can help mitigate problems, challenges, and risks that could appear later on. Now, these are only the final thoughts for this segment. There'll be more final thoughts next time. It's my personal opinion that children should be taught from an early age about money handling. With a few exceptions, it's a tool nearly everyone will use in their lifetime. And like any other tool, if it's used properly, it can be a great benefit, not just for individuals and families, but society as a whole. And just like other tools, if you don't understand the proper use of it, it can cause great harm. Just like compounding interest, teaching children early about money, even if they're not in line for a large inheritance, will benefit in the long run. In their book, Millionaire Next Door by Thomas J. Stanley and William Danko, about 80% of American millionaires are self-made. So even if your children are not in the 20% that are going to inherit money handling skills will be beneficial. So once you graduate, be it from welding school, engineering school, or law school, you're going to need a different plan for each of these stages that's tailored to your individual situation. During your working years, biggest, most important question is, am I saving enough and is it in the right place? Glide path to retirement. This is what I define as the last 10 years prior to retirement. Will the USS retirement be shipshape on the appointed day? Retirement. How do I avoid running out of money before I run out of life? And legacy. Does what I worked hard for, get to where I wanted it to after I'm done with retirement? I can be reached at herwirefinancial.com. I do in-person Zoom and phone appointments. I am licensed and registered across several states, and I can easily add states if there's a need. If you'd like to schedule an appointment, you can click on that schedule an appointment button in the upper right-hand corner of my website. Want to see more videos like this? Go to my website and click on the YouTube channel. It's that red button in between the Facebook and LinkedIn buttons. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. For those who prefer the good old-fashioned telephone, 518-631-2569. Do not text that number. We will both be sad because I will not get it. There's a separate texting number for those who need it. Opinions in this material for general information only, not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. All performance reference is historical, no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested in directly. All data is believed to be from reliable sources. However, no representation is made as to its completeness or accuracy. None of this is to be construed as tax or legal advice. Consult your advisor prior to taking any action. The information is intended to be educational, not tailored to the investment needs of any specific investor. All investing involves risk, including loss of principal. No strategy assures success or protects against loss. There is no guarantee that a diversified portfolio will enhance overall returns or outperform a non-diversified portfolio. Diversification does not protect against market risk. Okay, everybody, part 2 of this next week. Hopefully you don't get snowed in too badly this week. All right, bye-bye.